It manifests itself as depression and stress, and it does feel like stress and depression. Two words: academic anxiety. This is something that can hinder you meeting deadlines or finishing your degree. It is surely something that has hindered me in uploading a YouTube video in a while. And yes, lovelies, this is the less talked about thing in academia since it's overshadowed by depression and other mental health issues, but it is a thing. So in this video, we are going to address academic anxiety. My name is Lerato Kalamsa of All Things Academia, where we explore and explain all things in the academic world. If you are a student, a tutor, a lecturer, a researcher, or in any way part of academia, then you are in the right place. Just click the subscribe button below, and I promise you, you will enjoy the content that is uploaded in this video. So, what exactly is academic anxiety? Despite the fact that academic anxiety is not talked about enough, it is real. It is something that most academics, students, scholars, whatever you want to call them, suffer from. The reason that is so difficult to define academic anxiety is because it manifests itself as depression or stress and often falls under those categories. However, academic anxiety is extreme anxiety or just anxiety that comes from academia or that's caused by work related to academics. So you feel overwhelmed with your work and your workload, and you just cannot get yourself to start doing it because you do not know where to start. It's just so much. So the next best thing is for you to take a nap or relax or just recharge, or you tell yourself that I'm getting up all the courage to do my work and to start somewhere. And yet you can't do that either, because once you start napping or you start relaxing, then you start feeling guilty and have all these emotions and anxieties of why am I not doing work when I have so much of it to do? And yet when you try to do the work, you can't. If this is not you, then you are one of the few luckiest people in the world. But if this is you, then you are not crazy, you are not alone. This is a thing and it's called academic anxiety. So we're now going to look at some of the causes of academic anxiety. Academic anxiety causes can be categorized into two: internal and external. Let's start by looking at these external pressures. One of the external pressures that causes academic anxieties is scholarship expectations. Yes, that is. When you get a scholarship, especially the scholarships that are based on merit, meaning scholarships that are based on the fact that you're achieving good grades and you are doing well academically, can come with a lot of pressure that causes academic anxiety. For one, we're expected to produce a certain quality of work that is acceptable according to the standard of the scholarship. And if you fall short of that, that might cause problems between you and the scholarship providers. So scholarship providers' expectations actually do cause academic anxieties because you are under pressure to produce quality work, to produce the expected results by the scholarship provider, regardless of your circumstances and situations. So basically, the scholarship providers does not care whether your grandmother dies through the process you writing this project, whether your boyfriend dumps you, whatever that happens that can actually impact or affect you producing the agreed upon results, then the scholarship has no business with that. They expect what you've agreed upon because they've given you the scholarship. The second external pressure, it is expectations from supervisors. Supervisors tend to know your potential as a person. They know the potential quality of work that you can produce, and they expect nothing less from you. So, unlike your scholarship providers, supervisors actually have a relationship with you where you can meet and talk and catch up about life and share how you are and what your experiences and where you at. But even when they do so from the point of, yeah, sure, we hear you, but at the end of the day, we need you to reach your maximum capacity. The agreement between you and the supervisor is for them to make sure that you produce the quality of work that you are capable of producing. I know, like, I am pressured when I submit my work. Doesn't matter what happened during the period that I was writing, but because I know my supervisor know me and my abilities and the kind of work I produce, I'm always being pressured to produce the same quality of work and perhaps even better than what I've submitted the last time, regardless of what's happening in between life. Because sometimes life does life, eh? Life does happen. There is a third external pressure that can contribute to academic anxiety, and that is pressure from family and friends. I kid you not. I love this. Family and friends are also major contributors to external factors because one, there's other people that are behind you all the way, supporting your vision, supporting your studies, supporting your mission. They sacrifice a lot for you to be able to put out this research that you are doing or this degree that you are busy with. They sacrifice quality time as a family. They put together a lot of effort in supporting you and encouraging you and so forth. And these are the people you do not want to let down. And in my own experience, this external pressure from friends and family is actually more than the pressure of supervisors and scholarship providers because this is about people who have faith in you and believe in you, and you just don't want to disappoint them. That is the worst feeling ever when you disappoint the people that you love. And at the same time, there are those who are on the other side of the fence, those who are looking at you going into the study or going to university and thinking, this person is not going to make it. So now you have the pressure to prove them wrong. So you have to outdo yourself all the time and outdo their expectations of you failing and actually do not fail because you need to prove them wrong. That on itself is so much pressure. But now, moving along, let's talk about some internal pressures. Some of the pressures that causes academic anxieties are actually self-imposed. And this is the need to prove yourself to yourself. And you need to prove to yourself that you are worthy and you can make it. And this happens when you start weighing yourself by the academic work that you produce and the research that you produce and the quality of work that you produce to feel worthy of yourself. And this kind of pressure is almost every time accompanied by the negative side of it, which is called the imposter syndrome. When you feel imposter syndrome is the moment where you start feeling unworthy of what you're doing, unworthy of the degree, unworthy of the study. Everything feels too much. You feel like you cannot make it. You don't even qualify to be here. Who are you even to engage in this kind of work or to get a degree or to be even at the university? Some of us come from backgrounds where we literally the first people to go to university from the first place. And then when you start to feel this imposter syndrome, you feel like, oh my goodness, this is beyond me. This is so much. I cannot handle it. I do not qualify to do it. I am not clever enough. I won't understand this work. And then you start feeling pressure from that point. Either ways, whether you're having academic anxiety from internal or external pressure, even both, the fact is it manifests itself the same. You feel depressed, you feel overwhelmed, you feel stressed, you just feel like you cannot go any further. And here are some of the effects of academic anxieties and how they manifest. From an emotional point of view, it feels like you're getting a burnout, you feel stressed, you feel overwhelmed, and you feel depressed. From a physical point of view, you feel insomnia, you are forgetful, you have headaches, you've got stomach cramps or stomach pains, or it feels like you have a stomach bug, and this has an impact on your overall mental health. This is a time to go seek out help and do something about it. So, quickly, I'm going to share a few tips and coping mechanism strategies when you're starting to feel academic anxiety. First one is obviously self care. You need to take care of yourself. You need to do things that relax you, things that you like, things that you enjoy. Think about yourself more than you think about your work. Take time to yourself. You need to appreciate yourself. You need to affirm yourself and remind yourself that you are capable, that you are able, that you are worthy of all that you are doing besides your academic work, but in everything else, you need to take time out for yourself. Also, you need to take care of your body, do things that will strengthen you mentally and physically, such as meditation, exercising, taking walks, and just enjoying life. The second thing is that you need to seek support. You need to reach out to family that you can talk to and trust with your feelings and your work. You need to talk to friends and start forming groups where you can discuss issues such as academic anxieties and other things. You need to have a great support system and build around for yourself people who will be there for you and be able to support you through the academic journey. The third thing is setting realistic goals. This could be a number one factor of having academic anxieties. when you have unrealistic goals and then when you fail to meet those goals because they were unrealistic, you were not going to meet them anyways, then you start having imposter syndrome, being unready and disappointed and discouraged. So do not ever set a goal to want to hit an 80% when you are still getting a 50%. Start and build up towards a 60%, then move to a 70%, and then an 80%. Be realistic and be true to yourself, and just know that you cannot compare yourself with anyone else. Compete with yourself. Be the best that you can be, not the best that everyone else or someone else is expecting you to be. The fourth thing, and this was the most important for me, is establishing boundaries. Learn to say no to some commitments. Saying no is not a bad thing. It is a necessity in this academic journey. I have established strong and solid boundaries, and I'm a person who struggled to say no in the past. I would literally say yes to everything, be stretched in every direction by everyone in my life. This could be church, this could be friends, this could be family, people wanting me to do things for them. This could also be fellow academic colleagues who either want me to read their assignments before they submit, who wants me to help them structure their methodology, whatever the case is. If I feel like I cannot do any other thing but focus on certain or specific things before submission with my supervisor, I would actually say no to invitations to parties. Just set solid boundaries. I would even say no to people coming to visit me because I am busy. This could be the most important one. Practice self compassion. Be patient with yourself, trust yourself, love yourself. Know that whatever that you are doing, you are actually doing it to sharpen your skills, to grow in your academic skills. You are not an expert, you do not know everything. So just take this as a journey of growth and take it one step at a time. Be careful of the way you think about yourself and you speak to yourself. Sometimes when I get criticism from people, I start doubting myself. When feedback comes back from my supervisor, I feel extremely stupid. Like, how do I miss some of the things that he's picking up? Oh my goodness, he must feel like I am dumb. But remember, you're in a journey of growth. What you've submitted a few years back in your degree, what you're submitting currently, would be totally different because there is growth. So you need to acknowledge setbacks and mistakes as a natural part of the growth process. Because academic anxiety is such a serious issue and as sensitive as any other mental health issues, here are some few resources that can actually help you with academic anxiety or to avoid academic anxiety. The first one is the University Counseling Services. So most institutions or universities have counseling services that are free for students. So you need to go sign up or go to their offices and see their schedules and actually book yourself a session and talk to a professional. This will really help you. I know sometimes we wait until there is a problem for us to talk to someone, but if you feel a little bit overwhelmed and you feel the need to talk to someone, this is the best place to start. The other one is peer support groups. It is good to be in a cohort of like-minded people, people who are in the same journey with you. This will be very helpful as you navigate your academic journey. I have myself been experiencing academic anxiety. And if you've noticed, I have not been able to post anything on my channel. And I thought, what appropriate video to come back with, if not to sort of like share what I've been struggling with and to address the issue that is not talked about enough, I feel, which is academic anxiety and how it manifests in as well as life and how it impacts us as students sometimes. And that it should not be overlooked, but something that's taken very seriously because at the end of the day, some people do not make it to the end of their degree mainly because of this kind of anxiety. And I remember if you come from a black family, people will say, is what exactly son? Meaning like if you study a lot, you will actually get to a point where you go crazy. And sometimes I think it is this kind of anxieties that build up to become depression and build up to becoming even more serious mental issues along the way. And I'd like to hear from the comments below if you guys ever experienced some kind of academic anxieties, and if you do, how do you deal with it? And what coping mechanisms or strategies that you have applied in order to be able to deal with this academic anxiety. So now that we've covered the negative side of things, in my next video, we're going to talk about something a little bit more positive, and that's scholarship. Because let's face it, that is, finances are a major contributor to one's academic anxiety. So if you want to minimize the chances of academic anxiety by getting funded for your degree or for your research, then click the video that is appearing on your screen right now, because that's the video that you should be watching if you want to know all about scholarship. As I project to you love and grace in a way of 2 Corinthians 13